I have a theory that most men will have to lose the woman that they love before they realize how much they're in love with her. And the reason for this comes down to the biochemistry of how men and women bond in relationships. Well, women bond through the release of a hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin, which is known as the cuddle hormone, is released when we are cuddling, when we are being intimate, when we are spending quality time with someone. So the more intimate time we spend with someone, the more that we are going to naturally bond to them. While men may enjoy this level of intimacy, they don't bond the same way. In fact, they bond through the release of a hormone called vasopressin. Vasopressin is released and activated when a man feels agitated, when he feels stressed, and when he feels this immense pressure that he is going to potentially lose something. And this hormonal difference is one of the main reasons why there's such a disconnect in how men and women bond together. Now, the thing to understand here is that this can be a huge process of maturity for men. Because when they go through that process of loving a woman, bonding to her, then losing her, all that vasopressin kicks in. It's that sobering realization of, oh my God, I actually really do love this woman and want to build a life with her. Problem is, by the time he has that realization, it's often too late. Has moved on. She's in the mindset of, if he doesn't recognize my worth the first time, I don't want him. So now we're creating an even bigger disconnect, where now he wants to bond, she doesn't want to, and then the relationship falls apart. And it's such a catch-22 because this dynamic can actually lead to some of the best, most fulfilling, and eventually healthiest relationships. Both people are willing to do the work required in order to work through it. In other words, if that man has that vasopressin released in his brain from losing that woman, he decides that he's ready to become the man that she deserves. She, on the other hand, loves him enough to give him a second chance, give him the opportunity to do his work while also doing her work in that situation, which is forgiveness, and also coming back into a deeper sense of self-worth. They can come back together and build a beautiful new chapter in their relationship. People don't want to do that work. If you are currently in this dynamic, maybe you're the woman who watched the man that she loved walk away from her, or you are the man who walked away from the woman that you love and now you're realizing the extent to which you love her. These are the questions that you have to ask yourself. For the man, you have to ask yourself, are you willing to do the work required in order to rebuild the relationship? And also doing the work to mature and get that sort of vasopressin release elsewhere, as work, investing, going to the gym. For the woman, you have to ask yourself if you are truly ready to not only forgive him, but forgive yourself for being in that dynamic. If you love this person enough to be patient with him as he goes through his own process. Not easy work to do. In fact, it requires a lot of growth and maturity from both people. But my theory lies in the belief that if two people can work through this, they will have the healthiest relationship at the end.